Russia's surprise offensive in the Kherson region of northern Ukraine has offered a stark reminder of the conflict on our doorstep. While politicians at home and abroad focus on the conflict in Gaza, Russia's brutal push in Ukraine continues. If Ukraine were to fall, who knows what lies next for the Western world? It might not be too long before European countries need to defend themselves. So, what are they doing to prepare for this situation? Let's take a look country by country at what plans are in action. United Kingdom. In the UK, military spending is a key topic among politicians and commentators. Recently, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak promised to increase defense spending to 2.5% of GDP by the end of the decade, amounting to around £87 billion a year by 2030. There is also talk of renovating RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk to once again house US-owned nuclear weapons. In 2023, a document from the US military revealed that £39 million had been allocated to build a secure dormitory for these weapons. Major upgrades are also being carried out on HMS Victorious, one of the UK's 4 nuclear-capable ballistic submarines, to extend its life into the mid to late 2030s. France. France has taken a similar approach to the UK, working on its largest ever nuclear-capable submarine, the new Suffren or Barracuda-class vessel. This will gradually replace France's aging fleet of 6 submarines, with 4 in development and 2 already commissioned for active duty. Additionally, arms production in France has increased massively over the last decade, with more than 4,000 companies and a dozen major groups receiving new government funding stimulated by the conflict in Ukraine. France denies entering a so-called war economy, which would include general mobilization and substantial budget reallocation to national forces. Germany. After ending its national service system in 2011, the German government is considering reintroducing conscription for anyone turning 18 years old. Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has lamented the lack of soldiers among the German armed forces. He, along with the country's leading social democrats and conservative parties, wants the Bundeswehr revamped to become war-ready. Pistorius insists on military stability and has admitted the need to recruit 20,000 soldiers a year to reach their target of around 203,000 to ensure full defensive readiness. Poland. As the closest country to the conflict, Poland borders Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus. Poland joined NATO in 1999 and has been a vocal supporter of Ukraine. The country has spoken openly with other Western nations about housing nuclear weapons and is constructing new bomb shelters in its capital at a cost of 177 million Polish zloty, about £23.5 million. The city's mayor, Rafał Trzaskowski, wants them prepared for every situation. Eastern Europe. Countries like Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria are assembling a multinational NATO battle group due to the invasion of Ukraine. Bulgaria is working to rapidly modernize its army, while Romania is building bomb shelters along its border with Ukraine and hosting NATO War Games, a massive training exercise involving 90,000 NATO soldiers across land, sea, and air, as well as cyber and space operations. Baltic states and Finland. Latvia is doubling the size of its armed forces by reintroducing a military draft in January 2024. The country also reintroduced mandatory national military service for male citizens, with voluntary service open for female citizens. Finland, feeling highly threatened by the prospects of war, holds the longest land border with Russia in Europe. In 2023, Finland joined NATO, a move described by Moscow as a dangerous historic mistake that will weaken regional security. Sweden and Norway. Sweden, the latest NATO member as of March 2024, is warning its population to be prepared for war, much like Poland. Norway has indicated it will double its defense spending to around £116 billion over the next 12 years. Despite this, Norway's military staff is dwarfed by Russian forces, with just shy of 10,000 soldiers compared to Russia's 280,000. Moldova. Moldova, already under severe threat from Russia, signed a defense pact with France in March 2024. However, the Kremlin has issued major threats over the disputed zone of Transnistria, a region supported by Russia but internationally recognized as part of Moldova. President Maya Sandu wants to reintegrate Transnistria before joining the EU, but Moscow has stated that any move to reintegrate the region will be considered an attack on Russia. Moldova remains aligned with NATO, which is keen to avoid escalating the situation without prompting a deadly response from Moscow. In conclusion, as tensions rise and the conflict in Ukraine persists, European countries are taking various measures to prepare for the possibility of a broader war. From increased defense spending and military modernization to strategic alliances and reintroduction of conscription, Europe is bracing itself for an uncertain future.